Have you ever felt someone's love without them saying a single word? Sometimes love doesn't need to be spoken. It moves through gestures, glances, and small, quiet acts that go unnoticed by most. Yet, those moments often hold the deepest truth about how someone truly feels about you. Carl Jung believed that love in its most profound form is not just an expression of words, but an alignment of souls. It's like a silent melody playing in the background of your life, always present, yet often missed if you're not tuned in. You see, love has a way of slipping through the cracks of everyday life, leaving subtle clues that most people overlook. When someone truly loves you, they don't always announce it. They just show up. They become a quiet presence in your life, a steady force you can count on, even when the world feels chaotic. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of love, guided by Carl Jung's insights. We will uncover 6 secret signs that reveal someone's genuine affection without them saying a word. These signs are not loud declarations or dramatic gestures. Instead, they are subtle, almost invisible patterns of care and connection. You might be surprised to learn that these signs often go unnoticed, but once you become aware of them, you'll start recognizing how love reveals itself in the most unexpected ways. And understanding these signs might just change the way you see the people around you. If you're ready to uncover the quiet truths about love and connection, stay with me. And as we move through each sign, I encourage you to reflect. Have you experienced this before? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's begin this journey into the unseen language of love. The unspoken synchronization. Have you ever noticed how two people who truly care for each other seem to move in harmony without even realizing it? It's like their bodies naturally find a rhythm, a silent dance of connection. Carl Jung called this phenomenon emotional synchronicity. It's when two souls move in perfect alignment, not through words, but through shared presence and unspoken understanding. It's as if their subconscious minds have agreed to mirror each other's movements, breathing patterns, and even facial expressions without consciously intending to. Imagine sitting with someone you deeply care about. You don't have to say a word, yet you both find yourselves laughing at the same moment or falling into silence together, as if the air between you is alive with a silent conversation. It's not about compatibility or shared interests. It's about a deeper, more primal connection where your energies resonate like two perfectly tuned instruments. One of Jung's most profound observations was that this synchronization is not something you can fake or force. It emerges naturally when two souls are drawn to each other, guided by something beyond logic. You might catch yourselves finishing each other's sentences or sensing what the other is feeling without needing an explanation. It's almost magical when you notice it, and it leaves you wondering, how is it possible to feel so attuned to another person? The key to recognizing this sign is subtlety. It's not grand gestures, but those quiet, unnoticed moments where your souls align. Pay attention to how your movements reflect each other, or how your mood seems to shift with theirs. It's not coincidence. It's a deeper harmony that few people experience. And when you recognize this synchronicity, don't ignore it. Instead, take a moment to appreciate the connection. It's rare and beautiful, and it's one of the most powerful signs that someone truly loves you, even if they never say it out loud. Have you ever felt this kind of unspoken connection with someone? Share your experience in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts. The persistent positive projection, one of the most beautiful yet often misunderstood signs of true love, is when someone sees your potential, even when you can't see it yourself. This isn't about idealizing or ignoring your flaws. It's about a deeper vision, a way of seeing you not just as you are, but as who you are capable of becoming. Carl Jung referred to this as positive projection, a rare phenomenon where someone naturally holds space for your growth without pressure or judgment. It's not about creating an illusion of perfection. Instead, it's about recognizing the best parts of you and gently encouraging them to come to life. Think about a moment when you felt lost or unsure of yourself. Maybe you were caught in self-doubt, but someone close to you looked at you as if they knew something you didn't. They didn't try to fix you or force you to change. Instead, they simply reminded you of your strength, your kindness, or your unique way of looking at the world. This kind of love doesn't just make you feel better momentarily, it shifts something inside you. It awakens your desire to grow, not because they demand it, but because their quiet belief in you feels like an invitation to step into your own potential. Jung believed that real love is not blind to flaws. Rather, it embraces both the light and shadow within you. When someone loves you genuinely, they don't ignore your mistakes or imperfections. They see them clearly, but choose to focus on the part of you that strives to be better. They become your mirror, reflecting not just your struggles but your resilience. It's as if they hold up a version of you that you're still growing into, not with judgment, but with gentle encouragement. It's not about making you feel perfect. It's about reminding you that you are enough and that you can evolve at your own pace. Have you ever had someone believe in you when you couldn't believe in yourself? Think back to that moment and the quiet strength it gave you. If you've experienced this, share your story below. Sometimes, just remembering these moments can reignite your own belief in yourself. The total presence, a silent gift of devotion. Have you ever felt like someone was completely with you, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally, without any distractions? It's rare in today's world where everyone's attention is pulled in 1,000 directions. But when someone truly loves you, their presence becomes a sanctuary. Carl Jung saw this kind of presence as more than just being physically there. He described it as a sacred container, a space where two souls meet without pretense or expectation. It's the kind of presence where you feel safe to be yourself, without the fear of being judged or misunderstood. Imagine sitting with someone who doesn't interrupt, doesn't look at their phone, and doesn't rush your thoughts. They just sit with you, fully present. It's not about them offering solutions or fixing your problems. It's about them allowing you to exist as you are, with all your messy, beautiful complexities. This presence is not forced or calculated. It's not something they practice. It just flows naturally because they value you, not for what you do, but simply for who you are. Even in silence, you can feel their care. Their attention makes the world around you fade away, and suddenly you're in a safe bubble where your soul can breathe. Jung believed that this kind of presence is an act of love in its purest form. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic proclamations. It's about making you feel seen, heard, and valued without needing to explain why. When someone loves you truly, their presence doesn't demand anything from you. It just exists, steady, quiet, and unwavering. Have you ever experienced this? Maybe in a late-night conversation or a quiet walk where words were few, but the feeling of being understood was overwhelming. These moments are precious because they show a kind of love that's not loud, but deeply rooted in genuine care. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comments. Sometimes recognizing these quiet signs helps us appreciate the people who offer us their presence without asking for anything in return. The integrative conflict, love that grows through disagreement. Have you ever noticed how some people handle conflict with a calm that feels almost soothing? Instead of getting defensive or hostile, they seem genuinely invested in understanding your perspective, even if they disagree. This isn't just a sign of emotional maturity, it's a profound indicator of true love. Carl Jung believed that authentic love doesn't avoid conflict. It embraces it as a natural part of growth. Conflict, when approached with respect and openness, becomes a bridge rather than a wall. It's not about being right or proving a point. It's about seeking to understand, to meet halfway and honor each other's truths. Think about the last time you had a disagreement with someone you care about. Did they listen, even when emotions ran high? Did they maintain a gentle tone instead of letting anger take over? When someone loves you, they don't rush to shut you down or dismiss your feelings. Instead, they create space for your frustration or sadness without taking it personally. True love doesn't mean there's no conflict. In fact, Jung suggested that love without friction often lacks depth. What matters is how that conflict is handled. The person who truly loves you doesn't attack your character or make you feel small. Instead, they lean in with curiosity, asking questions to understand your perspective rather than assuming they already know. And even when they disagree, they make it clear that your feelings are valid. It's not about one of you winning. It's about both of you growing closer through the conversation. They don't shy away from tough topics or leave you feeling isolated just because you don't see eye to eye. Instead, they remain present, respecting both your thoughts and emotions. After the disagreement, you don't feel wounded or emotionally bruised. Instead, there's a sense of relief, as if you've just cleared the air together rather than tearing each other apart. That's how you know it's real love. When conflict becomes a space for growth rather than a battleground. Have you ever felt more connected to someone after working through a disagreement? It's an experience that stays with you, reminding you that love doesn't break when tested, it deepens. Share your story in the comments if you've ever felt this kind of transformative conflict. The response to vulnerability, the ultimate test of love. Imagine a moment when you felt utterly exposed, when your emotions were raw and your words felt too heavy to speak. In that fragile state, how did the person who claims to love you respond? Did they pull back, uncomfortable, with your honesty? Or did they lean in, offering you quiet acceptance without trying to fix you or judge you? Carl Jung believed that vulnerability is the gateway to true connection. When you reveal your inner fears, insecurities, or pain, you are essentially offering a piece of your soul. It's a courageous act because it means stripping away your defenses and letting someone see you as you truly are, unguarded and real. But not everyone knows how to hold space for vulnerability. Some may react with discomfort, brush it off, or even use it against you later. That's not love, that's fear. True love, as Jung saw it, is the ability to sit with your raw humanity without flinching. It's about offering gentle reassurance without minimizing your feelings or trying to fix you right away. When someone truly loves you, they won't rush to give you advice or make you feel like a burden. Instead, they'll quietly stay with you, allowing your emotions to unfold without judgment. Sometimes they might not say much at all. They just sit beside you, letting you know they're present and that your vulnerability doesn't make you any less worthy of love. In these moments, it's not about finding solutions, but about sharing the weight of your experience. They make you feel safe, not because they have all the answers, but because they're willing to be with you in your pain. This kind of presence is incredibly rare and deeply healing. It tells you that you're not alone, that someone cares enough to meet you at your lowest without turning away. Think about a time when you revealed something deeply personal, and someone listened without trying to change the subject or offer quick fixes. Did their reaction make you feel more or less valued? Real love shows itself when someone doesn't shy away from your struggles but holds space for them with kindness. Have you experienced this kind of love? It's a gift that not everyone knows how to give. If you've been lucky enough to receive it, hold on to it. And if you've given it, know that it speaks volumes about the depth of your heart. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories of vulnerability and love. The presence in the little things, love in the everyday moments. Love doesn't always arrive with grand declarations or sweeping gestures. More often than not, it lives quietly in the everyday, hidden in the smallest acts of care. Carl Jung believed that true love is less about dramatic passion and more about a consistent, gentle presence that weaves itself into your daily life. Think about the small things. The way someone remembers how you like your coffee, how they instinctively check on you when you seem a little off, or how they make sure your favorite blanket is always within reach when you're feeling low. These actions might seem insignificant on the surface, but they're rich with meaning because they show thoughtfulness without the need for recognition. Jung referred to this as attentive presence, an unspoken commitment to another's well-being. It's not done for applause or acknowledgement, but because love, when genuine, naturally seeks to nurture and protect. The person who truly loves you will notice your tired eyes before you say you're exhausted. They'll sense your hesitation before you admit you're unsure. It's like their heart is tuned to your frequency, picking up the smallest signals and responding without fanfare. One of the most profound examples of this comes from a story shared by a woman named Emily. After a long, exhausting week, she came home to find her favorite dinner already prepared. Not because she asked, but because her partner remembered how much she needed comfort after tough days. There was no big romantic speech, no grand setup, just the quiet act of knowing. What would make her feel cared for? It's these small, consistent actions that speak volumes. When someone loves you, they integrate your happiness into their routine. They don't just perform love on special occasions. They live it in the ordinary, in the way they include you in their daily thoughts. You don't have to ask because they're already considering your needs, even before you express them. Sometimes love isn't loud or overwhelming. It's gentle, like a soft touch on your shoulder when you're feeling low, or a whispered, "I'm here," when the world feels too heavy. The beauty of this kind of love is that it doesn't fade with time because it's rooted in real presence, not just fleeting passion. Reflect for a moment. Do you have someone in your life who shows love through small, everyday acts? Or are you the one who instinctively knows how to be there for someone else? These little gestures often go unnoticed, but they are the very foundation of lasting connection. If you've experienced this kind of love, or if you recognize it in your own actions, share your thoughts in the comments. Sometimes, acknowledging these quiet moments can help us appreciate them even more. The unspoken protection, love that shields without making you feel weak. There's a subtle way that love protects without ever making you feel small or incapable. It's not about grand, heroic gestures, but rather a quiet instinct to shield you from harm, even when you're unaware of it. Carl Jung believed that true love naturally embodies a protective energy. It's as if the soul, once intertwined with another, develops a natural instinct to guard that person's well-being. This isn't about control or dominance. It's about making sure that you feel safe, emotionally and physically, without drawing attention to the act itself. Imagine a moment when someone noticed your discomfort before you even had a chance to voice it. Maybe you were at a social gathering, feeling a bit overwhelmed, and they subtly stayed by your side, quietly anchoring you without making a fuss. Or perhaps they spoke up on your behalf when someone was a little too harsh, not because you couldn't handle it, but because they wanted to take a bit of that weight off your shoulders. Real love doesn't make you feel weaker. Instead, it makes you feel stronger because you know someone's looking out for you. It's the hand on your back when you're anxious, the silent check-in when you seem distant, the way they notice when your energy is off and try to lift you up without demanding that you explain yourself. One beautiful example of this unspoken protection came from a story shared by a man named David. He recalled how his partner would always subtly guide him away from conversations that triggered his anxiety without ever pointing it out. It wasn't about making him feel fragile. It was about being sensitive to his inner world and creating a buffer without making it obvious. Love like this doesn't try to fix or save you. It simply stands beside you, quietly taking some of the burden so you don't have to carry it alone. This protection is not loud, and it never seeks acknowledgement. It's rooted in the natural desire to see you comfortable and content. If you've ever experienced someone protecting you in this gentle, unobtrusive way, you know how profoundly safe it can make you feel. It's a rare and precious kind of love that doesn't shout its presence, but instead wraps around you like a quiet shield. Have you ever felt protected by someone without them making it obvious? Share your story in the comments. Sometimes, acknowledging these subtle acts of love can help us cherish them even more. Final reflection. Love, in its truest form, is rarely loud or boastful. It doesn't announce itself with grand gestures or dramatic words. Instead, it slips into your life quietly, through unspoken moments and subtle acts that make your soul feel at home. Carl Jung believed that genuine love doesn't need to shout to be heard. It doesn't need constant affirmation because it exists as a quiet, steady presence. As we explored these 7 secret signs, it becomes clear that love isn't just about saying the words. It's about being there. In the silence, in the small acts of care, in the way someone intuitively understands you without you needing to explain. Love is when someone holds your potential even when you can't see it yourself, when they show up without being asked, and when they protect you without making you feel weak. Jung taught us that the soul communicates not just through language, but through the resonance of connection. The way 2 people can move in harmony without even realizing it. The way one heart can sense another's pain before a word is spoken. Perhaps the most beautiful realization is that love doesn't need to be perfect to be real. It doesn't avoid conflict. It transforms it. It doesn't shy away from vulnerability. It embraces it. And most importantly, love shows itself in the little things, the everyday moments that seem trivial to others, but mean the world to you. If you've recognized these signs in someone special, take a moment to appreciate it. Love like this is rare, and noticing it allows you to nurture it. And if you're the one showing love this way, know that your presence and your quiet acts of care have more impact than you might think. Remember, love doesn't always need to be declared. Sometimes it's in the way someone waits up for you to come home safely. It's in the way they remember the details that make you feel valued. It's in the silence that doesn't feel empty, but full of unspoken understanding. If you found this reflection meaningful, share your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep exploring the beautiful, unspoken ways love makes itself known. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might need a gentle reminder that love is often found in the quiet, everyday moments. Until next time, remember, the deepest truths are not always spoken. Sometimes they're felt, and that makes them even more profound.